Some disclaimers before we begin. 1. There may be some background noise, and 2. This is being recorded live, so expect some mistakes. Chapter 11. Pett. Frank. After the weekly lit gloom of the hospital, the bright sunshine and vibrant sides of Main Street were almost too much, too overwhelming. It seemed strange that life could go on. People could still be shopping for groceries and doing laundry and paying parking tickets when a shadowy criminal organization was terrorizing our town. "What do you think?" Joe asked, crossing his arms, looking up at the sky. He seemed startled by the bright, cool day as I felt. "I can't believe this Red Arrow thing has been going on for years and we never knew," I replied. "I can't believe Dad knew," Joe added. "Maybe he was protecting us," I mused, looking up and down the street. "Hey, can I say something I'm pretty sure will surprise you?" Joe shrugged. "Sure," he said. "It seems like a day for surprises." "I don't think Pett is behind this," I said. Joe turned to me, an eyebrow cocked. "It's too sophisticated," I went on. "Pett is a psychopath. If he was going to go after you, he would hit you over the head with something big and heavy, douse you in gasoline and set you on fire. There'd be none of this psychological torture kind of thing." Joe seemed to consider what I was saying. "I don't think Pett even knows the word psychological," he agreed. "This just seems too big for him," I concluded. "Not that he couldn't be involved." Joe sighed. "Which leaves us back at square one," he said. "If it's not Pett, who could it be?" I sighed. It had been such a long day. I didn't have the energy to reply, and I knew I didn't need to. Joe and I know each other well enough that I knew we were both feeling the same thing. "Hey," I say, pointing at the restaurant across the street. "Do you see that?" "What?" Joe followed my gaze. "Over the doorway there," I said. "Come on." I led Joe over to the crosswalk where we waited for the light and then crossed. Although that didn't help Neanderthal, I thought grimly. Then we walked over to the restaurant I'd seen, which looked like it was in the process of being renovated and wasn't currently open. Over the door, a small triangle with leg symbol had been painted. "The Red Arrow," Joe and I breathed at the same time. "So what do you think?" Joe asked. "Did the owner tick off the same person as Neanderthal? Or maybe someone different, but who's involved in the same criminal organization?" I suggested. "How big do we think this thing is?" "Neil said it was big," Joe pointed out. "Really big. Remember, he wouldn't be surprised if there were any city officials involved." I frowned, thinking that over. "Let's take a walk," I suggested. Joe followed me as I led the way down Main Street. We took a meandering route, wandering along the side streets through the parking lots past city buildings. "Look," Joe whispered, pointing at a bulkhead that led into a basement under on Second Road, the town bookstore. Second Reed, not Second Road. The town bookstore. A tiny red arrow symbol had been painted there, and was already fading. We saw another one stenciled over the window of an apartment on the second floor of a building on River Road, and a third, very tiny, painted on a bike chained to a rack in Heller Park. "It's everywhere," I said. "Has it always been everywhere? Have we just not seen it?" Joe shook his head but didn't reply. "What kind of detectives are we?" I asked. "These have been hiding in plain sight for how long?" Joe walked over to a bench and sat down. I sat down next to him. Together we looked back at the main square of the town we'd grown up in, the town we'd almost derailed our whole future investigating and trying to clean up. Was it possible that Bayport was still keeping secrets from us? The side door of the library opened up and out stepped Seth Diller. Joe groaned. Seth didn't seem to see us as he hustled across the street and into the park. He was nearly right on top of us before his eyes narrowed in recognition and he stopped short. "Oh," he said, not looking very psyched to see us. "Frank and Joe Hardy." "We meet again," Joe said, nodding. "Neil Bunyan got hit by a car," I said, not even saying hello. "We were just visiting him in the hospital." Seth's eyes bugged out. "Are you kidding?" he asked. I shook my head. "I wish I were," I admitted, "but it's true. It seems like someone really has it out for him." Seth nodded slowly. It looked like there was more he wanted to say, but he didn't. "Seth," said Joe, pulling out the sketch I had drawn in the hospital. "Are you sure you can't tell us about this symbol? Neil seems to think it's related to what's happening to him." "Really?" Seth looked surprised, but his expression quickly returned to neutral. "I don't know anything about it." "You've never seen it before," I pressed. Seth looked away. "I have to go." He pushed his backpack up on his shoulder, fished some car keys out of his jeans pocket and started walking toward the parking lot. I glanced quickly at Joe, who nodded, and we both stood up and started walking with him. "Seth," Joe said, "man, I'm a fan of yours. We go way back. You can tell us the truth." Neil told us a little bit about it, I added. We just want to know as much as we can. We're not accusing you of anything. Seth was speeding up. We had to work to keep up with him. We reached the parking lot and Seth clicked the button on his keys. A beep sounded from a nondescript silver coupe parked near the dog run. He hustled over to it and Joe and I followed. About 10 feet away from the car, Seth stopped short. Joe and I didn't realize at first, and we almost went plowing into him. "Oh, my, oh," Seth stammered weakly. His face was paper white. I looked at Joe and then followed Seth's gaze to the car. Within seconds, I saw what was causing Seth's distress. Something was stenciled on the driver's side window. The red arrow.